all those seats, 2,692 of them, were sold before Christmas. Such is the pulling power of these two players on view tonight, Alex Higgins and the world champion Steve Davis. Already a tremendous atmosphere building up as I hand you to the Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Nick Hill, to introduce the players.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our two competitors for this last first-round match, featuring from Ireland, former world champion, twice Benson Hedges master, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Higgins! Welcome, sir. Good luck. Good luck. His opponent from England, no more to say about him than the world champion, Steve Davis. Your referee, Mr. John Smythe.
So a tremendous atmosphere indeed here at the Wembley Conference Centre. As always, when these two players meet, Steve Davis and Alex Higgins, they'll be going across to the table shortly to pose for those photographers. And it must be said, Steve Davis really does have an emphatic lead over Alex Higgins in the matches they've played. Since 1980, they've played each other 15 times. Steve Davis has won 13 of them, and Alex Higgins just the 2. Alex first played Steve in 1980 in the World Championship quarter-final, and that was one of the occasions he won by 13-9. The other occasion, that fantastic 1983 Coral UK final, when Alex won by 16-15 after at one stage being 7-0 down. So as we come towards the end of the preliminaries, there's, I wonder who they're supporting. Alex Higgins, always with lots of support, one of the biggest draws in snooker, but of course Steve Davis is on home soil here really. He comes from Plumstead in London, and the Conference Centre at Wembley, the only London venue for a major snooker tournament. So the photographers go away, and in a few moments this match will be underway. It's the best of 9 frames in this first round, and after the handshakes, it's Steve Davis, the world champion, to break. Your commentators on these first frames are Willie Thorne and Jack Carnham.
Well, thank you, David, and it's Steve Davis, having won the toss, breaks off. And immediately Alex asks John Smythe, the referee, to clean the ball. No doubt there's a little humidity about and the chalk can quite easily stick. Well, my word, that was close to the in-off, but I don't think there's any damage there. Certainly the spreads, the reds have spread very nicely. so quickly. And that cue ball that was tight on that bottom cushion has forced an error from Alex. So it's the first opportunity to Steve here.
Well, this could be an interesting sort of shot, Jack. Should Steve wish to play it, he could play the white with an awful lot of top and possibly finish on the black in the same pocket as he's taking the red. Whether he'll decide to play that shot at this early on, we'll have to see. To miss them to pot.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Quiet, if you please. One.
Tremendous enthusiasm in the hall this evening. Both players have been practicing hard all day, and I might add, I've watched them, and my word, they've been playing well. So we could be in for a really great match.
Six. Seven.
And John Smythe, what a task he has this evening to control this match. Of course, with the noise that we will get, but no doubt he'll handle that well.
Now, 14, Alex Higgins. 7, Steve Davis.
Well, that could be a very costly mistake, Willie, that Alex just made.
Well, Jack, Steve has got the right angle here to play into the pack should he wish. He's just...
Nine. Sixteen. Seventeen.
as he was just that fraction the wrong side of the blue. Would like to have a little easier red than this for comfort.
$28.
Having lost his way just for a couple of shots, he's now back on target again.
$36.
Well, Steve certainly made sure that he finished the right side of the blue that time, and now could virtually finish on any of the reds he wishes. Well, he seems to have finished in the middle of 2 or 3 there. Played probably for the choice of 3 reds by coming down another 2 or 3 inches. He's now got a little bit more work to do than he would have liked, but don't think there's any great deal of problem as yet.
$43. $50. $51.
Well, that was a very nice cannon that he played there onto the red.
$58. $59. $66.
So one more red now, and Alex is struggling, and he'll be ruining that miscue.
Nice jacket, quite amazing. That was a
66,
wonderful break from
Steve
Steve,
Davis.
but Steve elected to
4,
play to move the
Alex
last red
Higgins.
off the cushion there. When only needing one red, I'm sure that he could have played on either of the 3 reds in the middle of the table, and has now left Alex a chance to pinch the frame. It was a
Alex
surprising
Higgins,
choice of shots from
18.
Steve.
Steve Davis, 73. One.
Well, the balls are certainly sitting perfectly for Alex Jack. He's got probably a great opportunity here of pinching the frame. I'm sure Steve will certainly wish he hadn't played to move the red out of the cushion at that early stage.
Eight. $14. $15.
Just overdone the pace a little there. He's got to be careful here.
$22.
Just a little
Alex
smash
Higgins.
at that. Certainly wasn't an easy shot.
Steve Davis, 73. Alex Higgins, 40. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. One. Six. Eight. Eight. Steve Davis. Alex Higgins, 40. Steve Davis, 81. Three. Three. Alex Higgins, Steve Davis. Frank Steve Davis.
And the first frame goes to Steve Davis. And what an interesting frame. Obviously, everybody is very tense and they want to see, I think a lot of people want to see Alex Higgins really push Steve. And unfortunately, in the commencement of the frame, Alex had a splendid opportunity to really pull a fast one on Steve, but he miscued badly, and Steve took advantage of it and made that very excellent break, and then gave Alex a chance to come back, but unfortunately he couldn't take his opportunity. But nevertheless, it augurs for quite a good match. Alex seems to be bubbling with enthusiasm, and of course his supporters, they urge him on. And what a remarkable man he is. He is shows such
Thank you, ladies and
enthusiasm.
gentlemen. Thank you to second frame. Alex Higgins to break.
And it's Alex to break. Just
Five,
waiting
please.
for the audience to settle again. And there you see the good wishes that people send to Alex, the people's champion. Well, Alex tried to get through the gap there, but failed to do so, and again leaves the first opportunity to Steve. Looking to see if the black will go.
Well, obviously Steve could pot the red above the black into the top left-hand pocket, but feels the black doesn't pot, so he's looking like he's deciding to play a safety shot.
Yes, he's got to be careful if he's thinking about the bottom end of the table. 3 very open reds there.
Foul 4.
And
Steve Davis.
that's a bad one by Alex. He doesn't often do that, but obviously just a little bit uptight still.
Yeah, it's quite amazing really, Jack, because even if he'd have hit it a little bit too hard, he surely couldn't have left a red on, and let's give Steve a really easy opportunity here.
1.
That
Thank you, ladies and
sounded
gentlemen.
very much like a kick to me. But nevertheless, this puts Alex in with a chance.
This frame is certainly turning to be a comedy of errors here, that both players have had ideal opportunities very early on in the frame, and neither one of them seems to be able to take advantage.
Six, Steve Davis.
Well, Alex will certainly be attempting the pot here and just running through to get the white onto the top cushion.
One. Eight. Nine.
And what a delightful shot that. The path he sent the cue ball had to be extremely accurate.
16. Alex Higgins.
So Alex just takes a small lead, and what he really needs at this moment is to have a chance and pot a few balls just to really get going, just get rid of some of these butterflies.
Interesting to note that Alex is now using a two-piece cue. This is something he's acquired in only the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's at least 2 or 3 years since I've seen Alex using a two-piece, and he's certainly very, very happy with it.
Certainly don't come much better than that.
One. Eight. Nine. 14.
Alex trying to give that an extra little nudge there to get it through the pack.
22. 23. 28. 29.
'Well, I'm surprised Alex tried to move the black out there, Jack. I feel that if he'd have just dropped the white onto the top cushion, at least he'd have made certain of potting the black, and then he would have had an easy safety shot. But now he's certainly in a little bit of trouble.
$29, Alex Higgins.
So Alex
Steve Davis, 11.
34
Alex
lead.
Higgins, 45.
And needless to say, of course, in a short match like this of 9 frames between two such fine players, it's rather a short game for them, and it's imperative almost that Alex should win this frame. Shot gives him the opportunity here to really seal the frame. Well, not such a good shot, really. And again, I think he had a little kick there.
4.
Yes, he knows it.
Well, as Alex Higgins sits there disappointed with that
Steve
shot,
Davis,
kick
11.
or not,
Alex
that's
Higgins,
the situation
49.
as we draw to a close in this transmission. Steve Davis leads Alex Higgins by 1 frame to 0 in the best of 9, and Alex by 49 points to 41 in this particular frame, with Steve there at the table. So it has the makings then of a really tremendous game. Steve Davis led by 1 frame to 0, but Alex Higgins then levelled in the second frame, and we pick up play now in frame 3 with Steve Davis at the table. He trails by 49 points. Commentators are Willie Thorne and Jack Carnham.
Oh, where the reds are situated, Jack, Steve would ideally like the black to be on its spot. It's going to be very difficult to get pinks and blues off the reds nearer the side cushion and the top cushion. So you may find Steve playing for the black as early as possible.
7.
Well, foiled by the blue there. Would have been nicely on the black. That's not a bad angle on the pink. Quite a deep screw here. And the choice of both balls here.
Yes, check on why Steve has got the opportunity of playing the one nearer the cush. I'm sure that he's going to pot it and possibly screw black for the blue. He might not get good a position again. Seems to feel it's probably a little straight. Quite surprised as to refusing that one, actually. It could be very difficult to get on it next time.
That's a beauty. To play with an accuracy and pace, tucked up on the cushion.
Steve Davis. Alex Higgins, 56. Steve Davis, 32. Right, please.
Well, that last shot by Steve, they are missable playing across into a blind pocket. Pressure makes you make funny mistakes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, that's a very clever shot from Steve there, playing the red purposely into the green, even though it's probably a little unfortunate to have knocked the green safe. Tried very hard to bring the green back into play because he needs all balls to win.
Foul, 4. Steve Davis.
And John Smythe checking to see if it's a free ball.
Steve Davis 56, Alex Higgins 56.
Well, if Steve doesn't fancy the pot here, the snooker behind blue and pink looks fairly easy, but might see Steve attempting a pot here. No, it looks like he's playing the snooker behind the blue. Oh, and he's hit that very badly.
I think that rather stood off a bit, Willie, you know. Looked like a little bit of a kick.
Steve certainly had a go at that one. And Alex, leading by 20 points, needs at least a black to make the frame safe, but if the red goes in, it would put him in a real strong position.
And suddenly Alex in full command now with the colours virtually on their spots.
Nine.
So after a lengthy battle, Alex Higgins takes the lead.
Quiet, please.
In goes the pink, and not well. Yes, he's going to pop the black. So that's 2 frames to 1 to Alex Higgins.
That's right. The hurricane blowing hard.
Of 75, and so it's level going into frame 5. Alex at the table, he's 38 points behind the commentators Jim Meadowcroft and Clive Everton.
One.
That was an excellent opening red by Alex. Very risky shot to play, but he weighed up the percentages and thought that it was worth taking the chance.
Nine. Sixteen. 17. 24. 25.
Next positional shot is a little tricky.
He just takes a look to see if he can get on the red, which is by the pink. Otherwise, he may decide to take the cue ball into the cluster of 4.
Well, he's got good contact there on the red, and this one to the centre, the easiest of the possible 3 pots that he could take on.
33.
Into the lead with that pink, and no reason now why he shouldn't convert this into a frame-winning break.
This is the tricky one. Will the red very close to the pink pot in either centre or corner pocket?
$63.
For some reason, Higgins preferring the rest at the black spot end of the table rather than the other rest. That was a frame-clinching chance. It could be
Davis,
that
38. Alex Higgins, 63.
He's still all right, because it seems that on that angle it's clear that Davis can see the red. I thought that Higgins might perhaps have covered it with the pink and black.
One. Six. Eight.
Perhaps from Alex Higgins' point of view, his only saving grace from that last shot is that the pink and black are close together. And Davis will certainly need
11.
well, pink and black actually to win this frame. So this is going to be the key shot. Not only potting the blue, but trying to break the pink, free it away from the black in order to make the clearance.
He's not made a good contact, and it may not be all that easy to play a really good safety shot.
Considering playing the thinnest of cuts there on the pink in order that he can get the white ball perhaps to the balk area. It's certainly a difficult angle.
20, Steve Davis. Seven, Steve Davis.
Well, that was a big surprise. Higgins could clearly hit the pink direct, and I'm not surprised from that position that Davis has put him in again. His privilege, of course, after any foul by his opponent. And the other effect of hitting the black means that Davis now needs only one of the two remaining colours to clinch
Steve
this
Davis,
fifth frame.
65, Alex Higgins, 63.
So Higgins makes a break at 63 in that frame, but still couldn't clinch it. Davis leads by 3 frames to 2.
Well, Steve regains the lead, but Alex wouldn't let him get away, and in frame 6 they were all square again. And remember, it's the best of 9. Well, this is the next frame with Alex at the table, but he's trailing by 34 points to 0.
One.
Well, that was an interesting choice of shot, yellow in preference to green, but it didn't come off.
3.
Well, that's what makes Higgins the kind of attraction that he is. Really tremendous shot to pick out that plant.
Wide, please.
Spreading the reds all over the table. And now in a position to win the frame.
Actually, Clive, that was a great pressure ball there for Alex. Full-blooded attempt at the green, knowing full well that if he missed it, he'd let Steve Davis reap the benefits of that marvellous plant that he picked out.
He could do with being a bit straighter on the red to the middle pocket. Another alternative, the red to the right of your picture, is a little awkward because there are a couple of reds hemming the black in. Another pressure shot coming up here.
Well, if anybody knows about pressure, it's this man.
15.
And what a ball to pot at that stage.
16.
And as early in the frame as it is, this is a frame-winning chance.
Twenty-two. 23.
'It was an excellent positional shot there on the pink, stretching over and having to screw back just to the exact
29.
position.
30. 37. 38.
Higgins pausing while there's a little movement behind his cue arm.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good. 45. 46.
'What a break this has been from Alex Higgins.
53.
Pulling out all the stops.
54. 61.
He still needs to pop this red to leave Davis needing a snooker. And he lost one frame earlier this evening after making a break of 63 in it.
Alex Higgins.
Great effort of 61 by Higgins, but I'm sure he must be kicking himself for not actually clinching the frame at that
Steve
visit to the
Davis,
table.
34. Alex Higgins, 61. 1.
And now, of
Wide,
course,
if you please.
a tremendous amount of pressure on Davis. He's got to clear the table to win this 7th frame.
Six. Eight. $11.
So nearly Higgins was 1 up with 2 to play, but now he faces the probability of being 1 behind with 2 to play.
15. $20.
Davis leads by 4 frames to 3.
Oh, don't go away, because we shall be back for the climax of that match in 10 minutes. Green, Steve Davis and Alex Higgins. Davis leading 4-3 when we were last there, needing just 1 more frame for victory. Here's David Icke again.
Well, Higgins-Davis obviously stood out as the most promising of the first round matches here at the Wembley Conference Centre, and we have certainly not been disappointed. It's gone to and fro all night in a tremendous atmosphere, and even more so when the match went level at 4-all and we went into the final frame. Here it is, Steve Davis to play, and there's no score.
One. Eight. Nine.
There's still a red at the back of the pack, which is potable into the right-hand corner pocket.
And what a test of nerve and character this is for Davis. He had his chance to clinch the match in the last frame, but now he's got to do it all again. And although he's got his supporters in this audience, I would say that the majority are supporting Higgins.
Whichever way it is, Clive, everyone's seen some fantastic snooker tonight.
$22. 23.
Yes, Davis was assuming that the pink wouldn't go on its own spot. No other spot being available, it's replaced as near as possible to it.
29.
In a straight line between it and the middle of the top cushion. The cue extension comes into play. Much easier to play this sort of shot with that than it would be with the half putt.
He was looking for a different contact on the reds that he's got. That would have left him in perhaps a good position to pot the pink, but this has certainly turned out different than he expected.
Davis opens the scoring then in the deciding frame. And this man really has got great nerve for a match. Stroked that one in as if he was just practicing.
7. Steve Davis.
Steve just takes a look back towards the table.
Come on, my son.
If you please, thank you.
And realises that the white ball wasn't tight enough to the top cushion.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, may I appeal to you to keep quiet, not only for the players, but so that everybody else can enjoy it. Thank you.
Yes, the shout of encouragement for Higgins, "Come on, my son," was completely mistimed. He was actually down on the shot. And if that was a supporter of his, he was certainly acting against Higgins's interest.
One. Four. Five.
We decided not to play on the black, position on the black. That obviously not beneficial, the shot too difficult, but intended to come up to pot the blue in the centre, and slightly not enough pace in that shot. This one much more difficult.
Ten. Steve Davis.
That's the first false move that Davis has made in this deciding frame.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
But at least he got 53 points in front before he did it. And he knows that he overhit that safety shot. Wanted Davis on the baulk cushion, not just short of the baulk line.
Right, please.
Well, there are 2,600 odd people in this arena. They're all enjoying it, but some are making more noise than others.
Yes, Clive, they both have supporters, and I can understand they're very enthusiastic because they've seen some great snooker here, and it's difficult to compose yourself.
Well, as Higgins walks back to his chair, Davis is certainly composing himself. A couple of good shots here, and he could be in a match-winning position. But however good you are,
ladies and gentlemen.
it's very, very difficult to pop the last few balls necessary to get you over the line.
What a pressure ball that was.
8.
And now that Higgins has got the black back on its spot, can he snatch frame and match at the last? This is a matter of nerve now.
23.
No technical reason why Higgins shouldn't clear the table.
Well, the adrenaline is certainly flowing now, but Alex has, perhaps for the first time throughout this whole match, slowed himself down considerably. He realises the importance of these last few balls.
Only twice in 15 attempts has Higgins beaten Davis, but this might be the third.
I'll add a quick recount.
44.
Higgins needs up to the pink to win him the frame and match.
47.
4 times out of 4 this season, Higgins has lost to Davis. And that's not so good.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Cue ball finishing right on top of the blue, so it seems as if Davis is going to get back to the table. When Higgins was on the brown, he couldn't have expected to.
51. Alex Higgins. Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Davis 53, Alex Higgins 51. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty good shot after you've been sitting in your chair with your nerves jangling, expecting to lose.
Right, please. Thank you.
As though that blue was going dangerously close to
Thank you,
that
ladies and gentlemen. Thank
left
you.
corner pocket, but quite some distance between the two balls, and not even certain whether or not Davis can actually get around that pink to make contact with the blue.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that was awkward for Davis, and this is potable. Blue and pink to win. Higgins does it, and Wembley Conference Centre erupts. Four times this season, Higgins has lost to Davis, but now he's won. And a tremendous evening for him and his supporters. The people's champion has done it again.